Okay, as it says, I'm making music with Koala and Pigments. I was trying to wait on my iPad, but it's doing iPad things, aka it's dead because I don't use it. I keep forgetting to turn it off. So it's kind of limiting as far as me seeing your comments. Let me see if I can use my phone. I'll just turn the volume down so I don't hear myself double. All right, cool. Let me slide this keyboard over. We're using the Osmos for the controller portion, which is pretty much what I use all the time now. I'm gonna probably try to make R&B, hip hop ish, somewhere around there. We'll see. I have zero planned. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make a couple parts here. So this is Audio Juke's Nectar Pack and presets, and I'm using Naive. So you guys can see that. You can see what I'm playing. Well, you should be able to see what I'm. Let's see. For whatever reason, it's not populating. Let me see if I can make. Nope, it's not populating up here. Well, unfortunately, if I was in Ableton, this would be easier, but since I'm just working outside of Ableton using Koala, it's going to be difficult, but at least you can see. Let me see if I can. I was going to make Koala bigger, but when you're on the Mac, it shapes it a little different. Let's just see what I come up with. Let's see. Wait. All right, let's play something. Just want to make sure something. Play something. Play something. It's also going to capture my voice, so I got to be careful not to talk while I'm playing. Okay, cool. And I have to. I need to make Koala bigger for sure. Needs to be bigger. There we go. One for my own vision, and two so that you can see it a little bit better because I don't think it works well when I don't do that. So let's go crop. I have no clue what the speed of that is. Inside of a DAW, it's a little bit easier because it detects the tempo that you play with the MIDI. But unfortunately, that's not the case here. So we're just going to make a couple parts and then we'll have to piece it together or figure out a tempo for it. So we'll do that in a second. Let me play this other part here, which is. Okay, let me play that. Don't like it. So I'm playing to what they call an internal tick, aka that's my own um, internal click, I guess you'd call it. I feel like it needs to be like right here. So we're going to start here and we'll crop. And one way to test to make sure it works is set a loop up. See, that's too far. So then you know to go. Nope. We're gonna leave the tail end on for now until we figure it out. All right, stop the loop. And what I usually like, this is 2 bars. Okay, so let's see where it loops out at 2 bars. Let me do this here, double up, and we'll figure out the tempo. We'll just change this tempo. I definitely don't think I played that fast. You could tap tempo, mm, and I think it's probably double that. So I'd say if it's 60, let's say it's 65-ish, we'll do 130, and then we'll just make adjustments accordingly. It's probably not 130. I don't never play anything at 130. Whatever. Then we shall. It's cutting off too soon. Turn the time stretch off. Yeah, so it's definitely not 130. Maybe 120. I feel like it's like 120. You can always add a little attack on the front end of each one, just so that it doesn't feel clicky. That's a starting point. Of course, this is easier in a DAW than it is here. We're just working with straight audio. Let's find another sound. What's up, BBN? I love Koala. It is more challenging to work with when you want to play something in than it is if you just bring in samples in, to me. And I know how to do both, but it's just more challenging. Let's see if we can play. Yeah, it's capturing. All right, I'm gonna mute the mic for a minute. So always the challenge with Koala is when you're trying to record something into it. I don't care if you're on iOS or what you're on. Um, the output is going to um, be more challenging. One way I think you can work around it is what the good thing about using it on Mac or on, yeah, because I don't use it on PC, but Mac, you have your input and output. On iOS, you don't. So you're stuck with either using, you have to pretty much use AUM if you want to be able to route the input and output differently. So that's the hiccups. But again, I mostly use Koala for sampling and creating or starting an idea, and then I venture off into a Ableton to finish because I just don't like the fight sometimes. So anyway, if you set it for external headphones, it should let me play it. Yeah, there we go. And see, it didn't put no audio in, so I can just listen to it, and now I can play over it. Yes, I'm using loopback. See how it picked up my voice? All right, I'm going to delete that. I'll re-record it. But yes, I'm using loopback. So loopback is in here. If you look under my, not export, I call mine various sources recording just because I didn't want it to say loopback, but that's basically the same thing. I'm passing the audio of Analog Lab Pro, which into wherever I want it to go. And that's the benefit of using loopback here. I think I can open loopback. I don't know if you see it. You see it on camera? Yeah. So you can see how everything passes through it. And then I'm using the external headphones as the outsource. But you can also set up an instrument rack where you have sound, different plugins that work in standalone can actually pass through. The only issue is if this is open as a pass through, which it always is. Well, technically not always, because you could delete it. It will still pass the audio in to your source. So you have to change. See how it says various sources? If I want to fix that, what I would have to do is have an instrument turned on in this rack that routes through channel 1 and 2, but without that pass through. So it's a routing thing, and it's easy to do. It's not hard. But for me being lazy right now, I'm just kind of not doing the routing because I don't really want to, but I'm going to just play this and I'm going to mute the mic, and that'll be the easier way to do it. Good morning, Matrix Edit. I don't know of anything on Windows, to be honest, that does what Loopback does. Loopback is pretty special. I don't take it for granted either. I mean, plus I'm using Audio Hijack, which is their mic source. And if you look into here, you can see I'm using my input. I have the sound isolation on, the parametric EQ, which you can go in and adjust to your voice. And you can use all your effects plus their effects in your microphone. So iOS, pretty much you got AUM. That's your kind of go-to for it. Whereas on MacBook, you have stuff like Audio Hijack and Loopback that does that. All right, I'm going to put something over this, a melody. As you can see, I don't start with drums. I know that sounds not typical. Most people start with drums. I just don't. All right, let me mute this mic. Okay, the other technique, and I've been preaching this for years, if you use, um, you don't have to do it now with the SP404 because they set actual loop points where you can, I want 4 bars, or I want 2 bars, or whatever, where you can record each pad. So they fixed all that. But if you're using something that doesn't have a loop point, the best way to do it is play the next note. So you see how I played this little note here to tell me where to cut, so I don't have to guess. I can just kind of zoom in. I haven't used this in a while on desktop. I don't use it often, so I have to remind myself sometimes. And then crop. And then now you have, what is that, 16 bars? Yeah, 16 bars of melody, I guess. Then go over here and you're going to double up till you get to 16 bars and then drop in the melody. Now, the sad part about Koala that I hope one day gets fixed is it only plays something from the trigger point. So when you're putting a loop that's 16 bars in there, you can't start from the middle and expect it to pick up this. It won't. And it would if these weren't trigger points and these were actual audio waves. So that's what I hope one day they change it to, where you can say, or if I drag it to the song mode or whatever you want to call it, that instead of it being a trigger, it would actually be kind of like FL Studio does with the where you see the audio on the track line and then it could just play the audio wave. That's my suggestion or my thinking with regards to. I think Loopy Pro does that. Let's see. Yeah, man, I've been installing all my third-party analog lab banks. I deleted my folder. Ooh, that sucks. By accident, trying to clean up stuff, but I have 120 of them. Nice, man. Yeah, I hope that works out because that sucks. So if you want to know what I use, there's a plugin called Wide Blue Sounds. You see it right here. And this is the best thing if you're on a Mac for sure. If you're on a PC, I mean, you have more access to your library files and deleting everything. What I hate on Mac is when I go to delete a VST or some file and it deletes literally only one thing, but it's still on your system. And you got to go find all the rest of the components and all the stuff to get rid of it. So this plugin eliminates that problem. You have to pay for it. I can't remember if it's like 15 bucks or something. Might be like 30. But whatever. It's the best plugin ever. If you want to use the uninstallers, or you can use all plugins and just find the plugin. You can search here or scroll through, highlight it, click delete plugin, and it literally takes all the components off. So Wide Blue Sound is really good if you're on Mac and you want to get rid of plugins. That's what I use, at least. I find it to be the best. So here we go with this is just kind of like some, I don't know what you would call this, but then here's a melody over that. And the timing is better when you do it this way. So basically what I did, for anybody just showing up, I created 2 parts. Here you can see them. That's part A. Now I could play these two together if I wanted to. I could have put them all in one or merged them. I didn't. I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it. It's like having 2 chopped samples though. Then you go in, you create the first sequence, mix them together, and expand them out for 8 bars or 16 bars in this case, because I'm using like 120, which is not normal for me. And then when you play that, if your settings are right, you can put your output as external. Your input is whatever you're using. In this case, I'm obviously using Loopback to be able to do this, to pass this plug-in without having a DAW, which is just like in iOS using AUM. Audio hijack. Yeah, audio hijack I got for free for through the same people that they make loop back. It's the same company that makes loop back. And because I did a bunch of loop back um videos and stuff, I reached out to them and they were cool. They sent me over Audio Hijack for me to try. The only reason I didn't buy it at first was because I wasn't sure if it was gonna fix the problem I was having, which it did, but I didn't know. So I asked them if I could, you know, basically demo it for them, and they would just give me a copy of it for free, and they did. And but I did buy Loopback with my own money, and ended up being the two things that worked the best for me, which is Loopback and Audio Hijack on Mac. It's $9. Okay. Yeah, even better then. I couldn't remember how much I paid for it, but yeah, wide blue audio is crazy good. Yeah, Audio Hijack is good for your vocals. I mean, you got all their plugins that they offer in there, plus you can use your own plugins inside of that to do your vocal parts. So it's pretty cool. Let's do some drums. I won't be able to use this, so we'll have to use samples for drums, which is pretty much just go on this here and we'll see, where are my drums? Oh, right there. So just grab some drums and drag and drop. Put this over here so it's not in the way. Okay, what do I want? Whew. These joints is hidden. These have been processed through an MPC 60. And they hitting. We're gonna use that one. That's crazy. Just drag and drop. And we'll hit a one shot on it. You could get two of these. Sometimes I like to have two kicks. Hold on, I'm gonna put that kick over here. Cool. And then let's get a snare. Sound selection is everything. I'm actually gonna use something like this. Cool thing is you could EQ it if you want using the mixer here. You can. I like to put them in place first and then go back and work on EQs and stuff like that if you need. That one's pretty soft enough. If you don't like the extra tidbits on the end, you could either shorten it, right, or throw the release on it. So you take some of that out, or you could just, shorten it. I like it on there. The little grit don't hurt nobody. It's fine, we'll put that. And that is way too loud for my taste, so I like my hats lower, almost there but non-existent. So this is where using your ear, maybe even turn that kicks loud to drop it. Like a ghost kick. Maybe that one could be, that's one shot. All right, cool. So if you don't know about Koala, if you hit this button, you can go in here and use note repeat if you really like it. Turn on velocity. The higher you hit, the lower. So if you just want to set some hi-hats up, Hey, what's up, DL? I use I use VSTs and AU, probably AU more. Probably AU more. But it just depends. If the plugin is doesn't come any other way, then you just do what you gotta do. I don't always play these kicks in, but you can. So if you're gonna do it, I might play the snares. Let's do that. I don't even like where this is going. Let me stop. And I'll just what's my plans for 2026? Stay alive. No, I'm just kidding. um I hadn't really I mean, my plans kind of is be consistent. If you're talking about for YouTube, it's just being consistent in my being consistent in making music. I mean, that's and finding new ways to explore sound maybe. I guess that's kind of where I'm at. But if you're talking about in life, I mean, just it all depends on what you're referring to exactly, but more than likely it's just going to be consistent with music, particularly with YouTube, because it's my main way that I put stuff out. Um, continue to write albums. This is why I usually just draw these in because it's not much to it. It's much easier just to do that. And then if play your ghost kicks if you want to. Um, I don't know. I don't really have any major plans or I don't do resolutions or anything like that. I mean, I do want to lose some more weight. I think that's a good thing, right? Probably work on that during the summer though more often because during the summertime when it's not cold, I can get out and do more. And what else? Oh, in life. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna work on losing some weight. I'll probably I'm pretty simple, I think. I think I'm more simple minded than most people. I don't do like big things like trying to figure out I mean, where my life is at the moment is fine. I mean, I'm not I'm not really too much tripping on it. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, I guess, that much. How about yourself? You can comment and let me know what you think. You can in here getting back to this, so you could go to the MIDI and change and set your MIDI up on a different channel. I have mine set up on 10 because I don't want it to trigger anything on the pads while I'm playing the keys. So that's why I leave it like that. That said, I could go into the Osmos and change the channel maybe. Let me see. Uh, I haven't figured all this out as far as changing like the channels and stuff. I'll leave that alone. I don't want to do that during the stream. But you can play with your QWERTY keyboard and trigger stuff too. Let me see. So I'm triggering this with a QWERTY keyboard, which you can't see. So I'm going to do that. I'll play it in like that. Hold on, let me press record. It's all off. Let's go back in here and what note was this supposed to be? Let me see what you say. I have a lot to work to do. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're talking about work, stuff like that, of course, yeah, I got work to do. And when it comes to that kind of stuff, I think, yeah, it's it's definitely this one's off for sure. We'll put it right here. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be working on work for sure. And I'm talking about work to take care of your family. I mean, that's some stuff like that I feel like is a given. You gotta do that all the time. We can go back and adjust these velocities because I'm obviously not playing with a velocity set. If you like the first batch that you did, the first 8, then just delete this. And we're gonna highlight this, copy. Oops. I gotta stop this. Hold on, because it's not letting me. There we go. Paste. And then you gotta move them to where you want them. Oh, crud. What did I just do? Undo. Thank goodness. But it's still out of order. So that's the one thing I hope that they fix the piano roll. I really want to see this better. Because Koala's amazing, but sometimes the piano roll can be a bit daunting because it's not updated. It's really out of date, in my opinion. But anyway, hopefully, I'll be done investing or spending money on music related things in the next 2 weeks. And I'm hopefully going cold turkey. Oh, okay. Investing. So, musically, I have pretty much everything I need to make music, right? Probably had it years ago, most of the stuff I needed. Um, so I don't think that I'll be investing in music a lot. I mean, as far as the buying a bunch of stuff, I think once you lock into what you have, most of the stuff that I'd be getting is presets because Omnisphere, Trillion, Analog Lab, which is also encompasses Pigments, and Diva are my main instrument synths. I do have some other stuff that I'm looking into, like for instance, I use the Osmos. They're coming out with one called Maestro, which is like horns. So I'll probably get that one because it is something that I use a lot in my music, but I probably won't be investing in any other major stuff. Even like iPads, won't be messing with iPads much. And the reason why is because I believe, and this is me speculating that Apple will drop an iPhone that's a foldable. If they drop that foldable, I'll probably go with that, get rid of my iPhone 17, probably get rid of this iPad, and just use that foldable phone, which will be a 2 for 1 in my opinion. Because I use my phone more than I use my iPad. I hardly ever use the iPad. So for me, that will be something that I'll probably be looking at in 2026, maybe 2027, depending on when it drops. Um, but I'm a very much minimalist and like to downsize. So anytime I can get rid of something, I'm all for it. So, because I don't like having a bunch of stuff. All right, let's do a bass, I guess, or maybe another instrument. Let's see what's on here. Some sub bass. I'm not a big I say I'm not a big bass. I'm not a big sub bass person. I mean, it's used. I know it sounds good. It works. I got a million of them. The plugins and synths just listed are pretty much the same ones that I use. Yeah. What's up, the Alaskan Bull? Honestly, I could probably use Omnisphere and Pigments. Maybe I would say the whole V collection because I do use some of those. But like Pigment, the V collection, which I'm going to include Pigments in, Omnisphere, Trillion, Keyscape, Spitfire, Audios, Pianos, and what else? Valhalla Collection, because I love all their delays and reverbs. That's my main tools. Anything else is just like, oh, I want to try this, or I might do a demo of something just to see what it's like, but I don't use it all the time. So I cut down to where I use that wide blue plugin I just talked about. This one right wherever it is here. And I got rid of all those other plugins that are just on here because there's a ton of them. These are just the uninstallers. Here's the plugins. I had way more than this and I got rid of that stuff. There's no point if you're not going to use it to keep it on there. It's just a space hog. Like I love spacecraft, but I'll probably get rid of that one too. Oh, I do use my ample sound guitars. I use those all the time. So if I need a guitar, ample sound is the one. Or ample, yeah, ample sound. I said it right. So I use that. My Valhalla stuff. There's some stuff on my mastering chain that I don't touch. Like the silver bullet that I keep on there. Um, Mini meters is cool, but it's got an issue right now with the latest version of Mac. So they got to fix that before I put it back on because it crashes. I do use Swam's trumpets, the tenor sax, and the trumpets. But when Maestro comes out, it's not that I won't use Swam at all ever again, but I'll probably just use Maestro. Um, yes, just because it sounds so good. Um, I use Good Hertz. I don't use the soft clipper, I'll be honest. I got it for free. The Wolf compressor, this one right here, the Wolf compressor mastering edition. I have that one and this one. The mastering edition though, I use it on the master channel all the time. But again, it's one of those plugins where you just set it up and you leave it and you're done. It's not like a plugin where I'm using it to make music with it necessarily. Just kind of makes my sound a little bit better. I guess that's the best way. I have some plugins on here I might get rid of, like Sketch Cassette 2. It's a good plugin, but I don't use it. Shapeshifter, same thing. I don't use it. And they only take up a little bit of space. Like if you look here, content size, you see they're only like 21, 22 mega, it would say 22 megabytes, right? It's not that much space. It's when you get up to the stuff that takes up, let me do this, go content size. So here's the stuff that takes up the space. Serato sampler takes up crazy space. Look at this. 1,215 megabytes of space for Serato sampler. Amplitude, when I use my guitars, I use in there, it takes up quite a bit of space, but I don't use it often. And look at the Rhodes is not bad, but still, it takes up a lot of space. So it's mostly Serato sampler that's insane. So I don't know. And I don't sample like I used to with that kind of stuff, but I do enjoy having it. So I keep it just because of that. Same thing for like lounge lizard because it's a modeling tool. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Look at Diva. Doesn't take up a lot. Pigments doesn't. Pigments runs really nice. So anyway, they're not space hogs. All right, let's see. All right, back to some music. All right, let's see where we at again. I keep getting sidetracked with talking. So I just sampled that so we can put it in. I'm gonna have it in here just placed. Let me listen to it, see where it needs to go. Maybe I should record that in just to be safe. We're gonna have to one shot it. We'll crop it. All right, so let's play it. So we'll go. Why did I do that? It's like it's skipping. It's got issues. It's hard to get the timing because it messed me up on the count in. Where are we? Lithium. Yes, I use lithium. I have videos on that. I use lithium all the time. And October makes presets. I'll have to check out October. I'm not sure who October is. I'm going to place these in because obviously I'm messing up on the timing. I'm thinking place here. Let's see. Let's just see how this sounds. Yep. So what I'm going to do is just make this easy for myself. Copy. Oops. Just paste. I'm going to turn it down too because it's very loud. And so that you get some variety here too. If you play this in with a controller, you have no issues with this, but I'm just going to turn down some of at least the second ones, to give it some, so it doesn't sound so. Oops. There we go. Dio, why did you take your... Did I do that? Hold on a second. Huh, that's weird. It retracted... you must have retracted your own statements. If you had some good questions or good thoughts in there, leave them in there. I don't know why it took your comments away. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know why Alaskan Bull, that Serato sampler is like that. Oh, preset packs? Here, let me show you. Let me see if you guys can see this. Hold on. So yeah, for me now, Audio Juke is dope. That's what I'm using right now for like R&B kind of futuristic type stuff. Um, if you want like really movie space ambient whatever stuff, Luthrum is really good. And you can see they do like Omnisphere, Serum 1 and 2, Phase Plant, Pigments. So Diva is in here somewhere. I don't see it. But anyway, oh, Diva right there. So Luthrum, Tom Wolfe is the other one I preach. Tom Wolfe is more cinematic, but I love his stuff. And he's got a huge sale for the next 9 days. So buy the collections. See, the collections are like $10 off here. Everything's like $10 off. I love Sleep for ambient. It's amazing. Um, and these are his three main plugins he makes presets for. He does other stuff too. You can see here, or like effects. So those are good, Tom Wolfe. And then he also gives away sometimes packs. So like Flow, I already have this though, so I'm not gonna worry about that. But yeah, you can sign up for his stuff. Luthrum is really good. That's the new one I'm using. And then if you want other preset packs like Audio Juice, he has his own website, audiojuice.com. You got to look around for deals. I mean, he has deals, but if you want better deals, you got to look around because he puts his stuff on other websites too. And then you can pick the product type. Like if you just want pigments, just click that. And then he shows you, oh, I didn't even see this one he came out with. Oh, he's giving it away. That's crazy. $0. Triptopia is really good. I have the first three. This looks like a fourth one I don't have. I might have to grab that. It's been a minute since I looked at his stuff though. But if you buy him on sale, yeah, you can get some good stuff. So $30 is usual his number. That's not on sale. When they go on sale, they'll usually be like half that cost, maybe. And this is crazy. This is free, so I'm gonna have to grab that. I have like this, all of these, but I bought them on sale. I think I might have got them for like $10 or something each. It was crazy. I have all of this. Let me show you another website. ADSR sounds.com. This is where you get the best sales, in my opinion. Pick your format or what you want. So let's say you want, I don't know, let's see, pigments. Is pigments on here? Analog lab. Where is, oh, here we go. Let's just do arterial pigments. Here we go. So he lists them under there. So then they come up. What is this mess? Give me the, okay, there we go. And there you go. See, weird because Triptopia 5 is $15 on sale here, but on his actual website, I mean 4, this is 4, not 5. Um, it's free. So go to his website and grab it for free. Um, but then you can see a lot of these are $15. See, they're on sale, $12. Look for the bundles, and then you can get, see, like this on his website is $30, but on here it's 50% off. So go on here. Oh, these look cool. I might grab these. Solar System, Mars for Pigments. This is sick. This is a new person. I don't know this person. Vicious Antelope. But I'm already liking their style because it's anything space is attractive to me. All right, cool. So like here, Audio Jukes. You can click his name and just get his stuff, but 50% off is a really good deal. So if you want some of his presets, grab them from there. Letherum is going to sound really movie and really high quality. presets. So there you go. Cool. Hopefully that helps anybody that might be looking for presets. All right, back to the music. Yep. I am going to lower it so it exists. Now, in order to use a lot of these presets that I'm using, keep in mind you need to have the V collection and the Audio Analog Lab Pro. And you can mix these two. So you can have two instruments presets stacked together. In Omnisphere, you could have 8. So that's how much more powerful it is. But to be able to put two presets together is pretty cool. So you start kind of creating your own new sound, vibe, however you want to term it. So anyway, let's get out of this preset. I feel like we've done what we're going to do here. This is another one. Let's do that. Let's add another preset with it. So then if you want to replace it, you don't like it, just click there and replace it. Don't click done until you find the one you want. I'm going to replace this one with a solo. So now we have, and I could turn MPE on. I don't have it on my keyboard turned on, but I should turn it on. Let's go MPE. This is definitely not the sound I want, but whatever. So I'm going to close that out. I'm going to pull up Trillion. Now we're going to grab a bass that I might want. Let's go grab a muted bass. I got to set it up to where it plays settings. With the Osmos right there. Cool. And keyboard. So you can see it down below. There you go. And you see it's not even coming through Koala at all. So we got to change the settings in here. Should be coming through, but it's not. So let's see. Settings, audio, internal. There it is. So we'll go to loopback. And where is it? I guess I need to add Trillion there to this instrument list I didn't do. Trillion. There you go. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing wrong. Hold on. I have an instrument one here. I just need to turn it on, I think. Why is it not playing? Hold on. I messed something up. Settings. Various sources. It should pass audio through there. I'm not sure. I'll do it a different way. Turn that off. Let's get Omnisphere, because Omnisphere has Trillion in it. Or at least because I own both, it's in there. We'll go Trillion. And we'll go Muted, Petrucci. R&B. Now let's go to Loopback and turn on Omnisphere. Still not passing the audio through, so we'll have to set up a pass through then. That's a weird moment. Maybe it's something going on. Let's see. Having moments. Let's see. Weird. I'm going to close Koala and see if that's the problem. Reopen it. One thing about Koala's autosave is I have to say it's pretty dang good. So this is something with Omnisphere or Pigments. Well, we hear sound, just not seeing anything come through. Output. That's a first for everything. I don't even need to pass through. Just send it here and it goes through. Let's try doing this. Nope. Okay. It's probably a user error, but whatever. Quit Omnisphere. Let me try reopening it, see if it'll work. I'm just gonna go Trillion. Because either one of them should work. It doesn't really matter which one I use. Let me see if I change some settings in here. Nope. Just having moments. All right. It doesn't want to work. Unfortunately, we won't be using that. We'll go back to Pigments and see if we can get Pigments to work. If it doesn't work, we may have to end the stream. Hey, what's up, Hero? Good to see you, man. Must be a bug or something with Omnisphere. Because I turned Pigments on and it works just fine. No issues. Same various sources, input 1 and 2. Yep, seems to be working. Weird. I'm going to try it one more time just for the heck of it. To see. We'll use Omnisphere. All right. Give me anything that might work. We hear sound, so we know that there's sound there. It just is not playing. Settings. Output 1 and 2. So weird. I'm hearing it's playing that one note here, but not really. Oh, you know what? User error. Sorry, guys. If it doesn't have MPE and if you're going to use MPE, that's the one thing about this I don't like. It doesn't remember that I pressed MPE and I'm sitting on MPE. Oh my gosh. My bad. Oh boy. I guess this was getting old means, right? All right, let's go back to view all directories. Let's get out of this multi. Thank you. Yeah, so unfortunately that was a user error there. Bass instruments, Petrucci muted bass. That's my favorite. All right, let's turn that down because it's crazy loud. So MPE is on when you're on the Osmos now. I can bend the strings. I do wish Ample Sound would make standalone versions for their did I just shut it down by mistake? Yeah, I sure did. Jeez. I'm on a rampage to destroy something today. Obviously. Trillion there. Bass Legends. Muted. Petrucci R&B. We'll turn that volume down. That's fine. I wanted to minimize this, but I obviously it keeps turn on MPE. So funny. Switch back. All right. Yeah, man. I did figure it out, but good Lord, wasted time, huh? All right, so why is that note sticking? Good Lord. Having moments here. I can't even keep track of stuff. I'm going to turn the MPE off for right now and just play without it. There, it's fine. Let's just see. So if you ever thought committing was something you don't want to do, you're going to struggle with this process because when you're working in Koala, if you're working with live instrumentation, I used to play my real bass into this thing. You just have to learn to commit to it. So that's part of the deal. So just tester here. Tester here. Gotta turn my mic, not talk while I'm recording. Just wanted to see the volume. This is probably too loud. We'll fix it later. It's not a big deal. Okay, let's go into playing and recording. So there's a bug obviously here. It gives me 2 clicks and then it just goes off. I'll have to report that, but this is not this is the regular version too. This isn't a beta version. So if it's doing it on the regular version, it's crazy. And maybe an update for it. I haven't looked, to be honest, because I don't use this often. But yeah. So let me just go ahead and try to see if I can play something. We'll just skip all that. gonna re-record that. I didn't like where it went, so all right. Hopefully we got enough there. I didn't really plan how I was gonna play because if I play to a click, it works better because then I can time it and know what I actually did. In this particular case, it is what it is. I hit the stretch as a reference tool. This shows 8 bars, which looks good. If you look at these points here for the bars, if your line falls on there or your wave falls on there, that usually means you did some timing that's pretty good. Otherwise, it'd be all wacky. So we're gonna call that 8 bars since that's what it seems to be. You can throw time stretch on there. Sometimes it'll help to just kind of put it where it needs to be. Again, this is about commitment. If you don't want to commit, you need to work inside of a DAW because that's usually the best way to not have to worry about it. You can do snap and then hit repeat. And now you have 2 8 bar pieces there. All right. Oops. And it's way the heck off. So there's something wrong. Let me go back. Oh, no, that's bad. Oh, because it's stretching. Let me try that. Yeah, there we go. Don't do stretch. I'm tripping. Because this is 120, but I probably played halftime. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Thanks, Hero. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just. Ooh, that sounds terribly off. Oops. In a DAW, this is so much easier because I can just look at the waveform and see. Plus, I have my clicker. I'm going off of hopes here that it lines up, and it doesn't seem to be lining up. So, nope, that ain't it. All right, so we're going to do something a little different. I usually prefer to play it, but if it doesn't, I'm going to create basically a one shot and play it inside of here. It's not my favorite way to play because you lose all the dynamics. All right, we'll use that one. You can hear me talking in there. Let me mute myself 1 second. All right, I'm back. I don't know why and what gave me the idea to not just work in Ableton, but whatever. It's fine. All right, cool. So there you go. Could one shot that, I guess. Or not. Let's not. And then what I'm going to do is go to choose it. We'll get out of pentatonic and just go chromatic. Set this to keyboard. If velocity is checked on, the higher you hit on the note, the lower the less volume, the lower, the higher the volume, right? The velocity, I should say. Low velocity. So instead of playing, because I can't touch a MacBook screen, obviously, instead of playing on the screen, we'll play. Let me see here. Hold on. I did not mean to switch my octaves. By the way, on the QWERTY keyboard, X and Z switches octaves. Okay, so if you're in Koala. But then just above that, the row of keys on a QWERTY keyboard become the keyboard. So it's better if you don't want to touch the screen and play, use your QWERTY if you can. I'm going to try this out. So that's middle C. I'm going to go down an octave. And in between these notes here, you have to skip, right? So if I'm pressing this I right now on my keyboard, you'll see it's doing something totally different. So it's not gonna, so you have to skip certain notes. It's a pain in the butt. So it's not my ideal situation to play. I prefer to just play with a regular keyboard just because I don't, but anyway, it is what it is. I'm trying this out, but this is tough. All right, so let's just see what we come up with. All right, that's good enough. You get the idea. There's mistakes in there, which I'm fine with. It is what it is. And hit repeat, and now you have 16 bars of some bass, a bass line. Of course, you can tweak this and make this better. But anyway, here you go. There's some off notes in there. I hear them. All right, so maybe we should work on it a little bit. There's some little clicky notes in here. I don't know if you see them right here. I'm going to delete those because they are not. Let's see what that does. Not bad. It cleaned it up. That's off. Maybe it should have started a little sooner. Put it back where it was. Let's play it again. You can't jump around in here either like you can in a DAW, which is so much easier. Maybe get rid of that note in general. If it ain't working, just get rid of it. So you can move, but you lose anything. You see how you lose the other sound? Anything that's lengthened, like the melody, will be gone if you start moving around. So one way to fix that, or you could fix that, I guess, if you wanted to, is to chop the melody into smaller pieces, and then you could play it between and kind of make it work. And I could show you actually with Chopper how you could do that, but let me see. That actually might be a good way to use Chopper. Let me see. Go to samples. So see how you have this here. So let's not right click. What am I doing? Oh, you know what? Is Chopper in? I don't know if Chopper's made it to the desktop yet. Well, if Chopper was here, we'll do it without Chopper. Let's see. Chopper has a feature in it that's called where it'll spread the notes across the scale. If you do that, you can actually use, I'll have to do a video on that actually, where you can use Chopper to spread the notes across. So you see how these are chopped this way, these micro chops? And of course you can do equal and increase that. I think up to 16. So these are not on transients, they're just 16 equal chops. Obviously you would want to stick with something where it's, but the point is that you would chop these down to smaller pieces and then have it just play in a row, these pieces all the way across. Okay. And then what that would do is it would show up on the scale in here, all the notes across. And then if you move, at that point, you want to move the transient bar up here around, you won't miss. So watch what I mean. So the melody is gone because it's a long piece. It doesn't, until it's triggered from the start of this note, it doesn't play. So it'll have to go all the way through the 16 to get back and trigger it again. Now, see? So that's the unfortunate part of the piano roll / song mode. It doesn't really allow you to trigger. You have to trigger from the beginning of the sound or it doesn't work. You can't move around and listen to different parts of your song. If you have a 16, a 20, it's kind of what it is at the moment. So, anywho, think you get the point. All right, so we just use this to make a bass note. I wouldn't do this on a normal basis, but if all you have is a single bass note, for instance, if I go to, not Ableton songs, if I go to, I think it's in here, chill hop. Where's chill hop? You can find bass samples like this. I'm about to show you. And use just one shots to play, which is the easiest way to play your bass lines. That's basically what I did. If you don't like that little attack at the beginning, I'm going to leave it on there because that's normal what it is, so it is. I throw a violin over this. That's what that kind of makes me think of, but my only violin stuff, maybe something in pigments. Not pigments, I'm sorry, wrong thing. Analog Lab, that's what I meant to say. V Collection. This one, I like this one. Not exactly what I was looking for, but strings. Okay. I think you guys get the point. So appreciate each and every one of you for stopping in. This is just a session just to do something really. I think it was fun messing with Koala like this. This is how I used to record everything. Now I just do Koala mostly for samples, chopping, and coming up with like ideal starters. And then I send that over because the beauty of Koala is it's super simple. It works on the phone, works on the iPad, and then you can export your stems. If you look right here, Ableton Drum Rack or Ableton Live Set. So it works great with Ableton in that way. And then, of course, you can just stem out just the parts anyway, if you don't want to do the other way. The mixer in here is great. The performance tools are cool. A lot of times I'll go in and just throw a bit cooker, change this to like 36,000. 12-bit is one of my favorites. I don't do anything with the jitter, just leave that alone. And then I run everything through that. Kind of gives it a little color factor. Or you can run your stuff at reset it to 44.1. I don't know if it does 48. Nope, I think it only does 44.1. It's pretty good though. Cool. So let's go ahead and save YouTube demo 1, whatever. All right, cool. That is it for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.